I hate to be the harbinger of bad news, but here's something that is unlikely to travel well with India's IT employees or those looking to join the information technology sector in India. As per reports, IT pay packages this year are expected to drop by as much as 40%. Meaning, if your senior from college was offered a lakh per month when she joined an IT firm from campus last year, your offer letter may read 60,000 rupees a month. I know that's not fair, but that's the reality. The job sector is not in a great shape. What or whom should you blame is the question. Well, this story has multiple villains. Let's start with demand versus supply. You see, companies, IT or non-IT, hired massively during the COVID-19 pandemic. The world turned to World Wide Web. Tech companies needed more resources to meet the growing demand. And so they hired across verticals, IT, marketing, human resources, you name it. But now with the pandemic coming to an end, there is a new normal, one where companies, again IT and non-IT, find themselves overstaffed. And what's the result? Layoffs and fall in demand for staff. In comparison, the number of college graduates have not dropped. If anything, every year you have more and more graduates. That skews the demand-supply graph against your paycheck. And here's what else is not helping your salary: the state of the global economy. In India, a lot of IT employees work with Silicon Valley tech giants or European firms. Now, in case you have not noticed, Western economies are not faring too well. The UK, for example, entered recession last week. Recession and reduced wages go hand in hand. And they also lead to layoffs. People are losing their jobs across the pyramid, from junior staff to mid-senior workers. Layoffs mean there is also a large pool of talent available to join immediately. A lot of experienced resources are currently out of job. Many of them are ready to take a pay cut if that means they will have an assured offer. HRs don't have to try too hard to shop for talent. So what this does basically is it reduces your bargaining power. And here's another villain in the story. That's automation, of course. Many of the IT jobs are being eaten away by artificial intelligence and automation. We have been telling you stories about how companies that are laying off employees are also posting ads for workers skilled in AI. It is a fact that AI is eating jobs, if not directly, then indirectly. Big tech firms are now looking for engineers skilled in AI. They are looking for AI programmers. And these are not skills too many IT graduates can claim to have. And these changes in the demand, this change in reality, is expected to affect all. If you are a top executive in a tech company and you are planning to make a switch in the coming months, you may get the kind of offer you were hoping to. By the way, it's the same with variables and bonuses this year. Reports say this year IT employees may also see a cut in their variables. Basically, it's not a great year for the IT industry or for the tech sector or employees working in IT. But I want you to be hopeful, and I will tell you why. You see, exceptions are the norm, and exceptions are always made for employees who are good at what they do. Did you know, not too long ago, Google offered an employee a 300% hike? Let me just repeat that, a 300% hike. This employee was moving to another firm, so Google bent over backwards to retain them, and this employee was not even skilled in AI, and yet that offer was made. This is the same Google, by the way, that is laying off 12,000 employees. That's almost 6% of its global workforce. Recession or no recession, hiring free or not, exceptions are always made for some talents. So don't give up just yet. When it comes to companies and businesses, most of them are only too eager to find ways to streamline expenditure and save costs. So when one hears of a company that is actually paying its employees to socialize, there is bound to be curiosity. A cloud-based security company in the United States has come up with a 333 program. The program was started last year in April and allows up to 3 employees to go out for food and drinks at 3 p.m. and spend up to $30 each. The amount is reimbursed to them and requires no pre-approval. The only rule is that they post a picture of their outing together on Slack, which is the messaging app. The company's CEO explained the concept in a recent podcast that went viral. He said that the program is an exercise in bringing the team together. According to him, if 3 employees go out in the afternoon on a weekday, chances are that they will be talking about something relevant and work-related that may ultimately benefit the company. In fact, companies across the world are shaping their policies to benefit employees, like unlimited vacations, where employees can choose when and how long they want to go on a vacation for, as long as it does not affect the company's performance. Allowing employees to bring pets to work, exercise and group activity classes, leaving early on a certain day of the week to spend time with family, flexible working hours, so on and so forth. You see, happy employees make a happy company, which in turn only helps the company's performance in the long run. And this is something that has even shaped how some offices are designed. Many have done away with the classic desk, chair and cubicle model and are instead using innovative lighting, beanbags, playrooms, gardens to make their offices feel like a place that people love to spend time at. But is going the extra mile so important? And does it really work across the spectrum or only for certain kinds of companies? The reality is that not every company can actually afford these benefits. But industry research has clearly shown that most companies that do well have employee well-being at their core. So it doesn't really matter whether we call it 333 or 123, no matter how small or cash-strapped a company is, even basic gestures towards employee well-being go a long way. And it does not always have to be out of the box. Just making sure a healthy camaraderie is in place and making employees feel valued should be at the core of companies' ethics. The Indian Army is strengthening its defense along the line of actual control. According to Indian media reports, it is converting its headquarters, Uttar Bharat area, into a full-fledged operational core. The move has been on the cards for almost a year. It is a message to Beijing, which has been provoking Indian troops. You see, up until now, the headquarters had been looking after peacetime locations and training establishments of Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. It had also been monitoring the LAC running along Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. But now it will be undertaking more operational tasks. So what is going to change exactly? You see, a corps is equipped with arms and services to carry out military operations in its area of responsibility. It is generally structured to hold 3 divisions, but it can hold more or less as per requirements. Each of these divisions comprising 15,000 to 18,000 troops. Before this upgrade, the Uttar Bharat area had only 1 brigade along with a few scouts battalions. The troops were asked to patrol key border areas. But considering frequent face-offs with the Chinese troops along the LAC, the headquarters were gradually upgraded. 3 independent brigades and an infantry division were put under their jurisdiction. It was then referred to as combatized UB area. While it was equipped with fighting elements, an upgrade to a traditional corps comes with further sophistication. It will now have additional artillery brigades. engineering brigades and other logistics components. It will also have all the troops and equipment such as artillery, engineers, aviation under its direct command. Basically, it will now be more focused on operations instead of its traditional peacetime roles. What exactly triggered this? Officials say it is the increased Chinese troop density in the area. There have been concerns over China's activities along the LAC. There have been reports that China is moving its nationals into its defense villages. And it's not clear whether these nationals are civilians or military personnel. In fact, China is also said to have been building new infrastructure along the LAC, along India's northeast. Along with that, it is improving connectivity through passes, constructing roads and bridges, and model villages. And amid this alarm, India has been taking decisive steps to bolster defense. The core upgrade is the latest. Just last year, the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated as many as 90 border infrastructure projects. 64 of them are in Arunachal Pradesh, Ladakh and Sikkim. This includes the Nechifu Tunnel, that will provide all-weather connectivity to Tawang region of Arunachal Pradesh and a key military airfield in eastern Ladakh's Neoma. These projects aim to increase mobility of troops and equipment to the LAC if things go south. In fact, India has also deployed radars and a fleet of fighter aircraft in Ladakh. This includes Rafales, Su-30 MKI. These aircraft have been conducting combat air patrols in the region. All this and more is a response to China's provocation along the LAC, especially since the Galwan Valley incident of 2020.